So after finishing this project and going through the beginning phases of brainstorming and figuring out what major I wanted to do this project about, and then onto collecting research and figuring out what I wanted to talk about in my paper, and going through the whole interview process and finally putting my research all together and then informing other students about my major, I would say that my hashtag would be #informed, because starting from the very beginning, when I just wanted to pick my major of interest, first of all, I had to do some background research about it and make sure that it's what I wanted to do in the first place. And then after that, I had to figure out a research question based off of that information. And by having to do that research, I also had to figure out how to use Google Scholar. It was the first time I've ever used it before. So it was pretty neat that I learned how to use that, because I'm sure I'm going to use it, later on throughout my college experience. So that was pretty cool. And then going into the interview and observation part was really neat for me, especially because I'd done so much research about the major, but I'd never heard about it through someone's personal experiences, and being able to hear from two great ladies about their experiences in HR was really great, because they both had different perspectives on it. So I was very informed through that whole process. And then I guess just putting together the research overall, the whole report, was great, because it taught me how to put together a research report. Like, I didn't know how to put an abstract together. Like, I had no idea what it was in the first place. So learning how to do that was really neat. And what else? I guess also making the website was a big deal too. Being able to take all the research that I did and move it over to a total different type of delivery was really neat, because I liked it so much better than having just written like a full report for it. I think it made it a lot more fun and interactive and more relatable to college students and like the way that we find information. So I like that a lot, and I figured out how to use Weebly, and I'm sure that's another tool that I'll be using, later on in the future. So I'm really glad that I got to figure out how to use that. What else? When we did the fair day today, that was also super informative, because I learned a lot about different literacy practices in other majors. Like, of course I learned about mine and the profession that I chose, but I also learned that the literacy practices in a lot of the other majors that I learned about today were really similar too. So that was really neat to learn about, and I'm really glad that I had the experience, because overall it was a tough project, just because of the fact that we started it like at the beginning of the school year and we ended it, about halfway through the semester. That was a pretty long project, and I had a couple of roadblocks along the way, especially with the interview and observation process. I had a lot of professionals that weren't able to meet with me, because human resources, it's pretty busy, and it's really demanding. There's always people that want your attention and need you for something, so I had a hard time getting people to talk to me about it. But I learned a lot through that process. I learned how to email someone professionally, even though I'm a college student, and I was really glad to have had that experience too, because it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I learned so much through that. So overall, I'm very thankful to have had this experience. I feel that I learned so much from it. I feel #informed, I guess. And yeah, overall, I loved it, and I would do it again. So, thanks.